Hey everybody, welcome back to another top 5 video on the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name's Acacia. Welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. Today we're going to be doing the top 5 books on my TBR fiction shelf that I want to get to the soonest. Now, one of my alters has already read and she has cleared it for readable content for me, which means that I can read it without completely losing myself and immersing myself in a situation where I feel unsafe. And the rest of them, none of us have read yet. So let's see how this goes. The first one is one I've been hearing about for a very, very long time. So of course it's on my list. And this is The Enchanted. And this is a novel by Renee Denfield. I'm very curious about this. Psychosis, magical realism, craziness, criminals, all that good stuff. Yes, I'm in. This is the one that my alter has read. Lizzie B is the alter who reads for me in place of myself, and she reads a lot of books ahead of all of us, so she constantly has her own currently reading pile. If you'd like to see Lizzie's currently reading pile, let us know. She will be happy to do that, or she will have me do it. But she has a currently reading pile at all times that are the more graphic or disturbing books that she reads prior to my reading so that she can clear it for me. Otherwise, she will sell it without my knowledge, and I usually have no memory of the book even having ever existed on my shelf, which is really weird. But this is Ruby by Cynthia Bond, and she has cleared this for me. She says it's going to be a very difficult one, but we have discussed it, and we think that it's highly important and potentially going to be on our top 5 books for Black literature or Black Lives Matter literature, books written by Black authors in the community. So this is definitely something that we're very curious about, very excited to read, and I definitely wanted to buy one without the Oprah sticker. Now, it's not that I don't support Oprah. That has nothing to do with it. I personally do not like books when they have big stickers on them that say that they won a prize. I think to me it just ruins the look of the book, as well as I feel like I don't want to look like I have a shelf full of books that have prizes, because to me, it kind of diminishes the point of that's just a good book. I want it to just stand as is a good book, if that makes sense. So this I'm very excited about. And I do love the end paper of that. I think it's very pretty. Next, I've mentioned this one several times. This is The Museum of You by Kara Spray. I was hoping to read this during the readathon, didn't do it. I keep hoping to read it, but I keep realizing that I have books that need to come ahead of it in terms of publishers, so I've been pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back, and I should read it because it is prevalent right now in the booktube community. But it probably won't for a while. I did like Sweet Home by Kara Spray, but it wasn't my favorite short story collection ever. I think that's where I'm struggling. This just got nominated for the Man Booker Prize. I am so excited, and I wanted to read this anyway. Now this just kicked me in the butt. This is Eileen. This is a novel by Otessa Moshfegh, and I am stoked. This has a little bit to do with, quirkiness and oddness and mental illness and criminals and all of these wonderful, interesting things, and potentially I think I've heard rumor that there is a mild obsession with a person of the same gender, which I think is going to be very interesting, because I don't know if the romantic feelings or obsession are returned by the person who is receiving them. So I'm very interested to see what this story looks like. I've heard wonderful things about it from Miss Mercedes. I think I just heard about it on Simon's channel as well. I just started following Simon. If you are someone who hasn't found him yet, I'll link his video down below that got me hooked, which is his his guesses for Man Booker Prize nominees, and I think that he did a really wonderful job, and I actually ended up ordering 3 of the books that he mentioned on there that he had read immediately without question. I'm very happy I found him, and hopefully eventually I can start to communicate with him like I have others, because he sounds like such a wonderful person that I'm very excited to get to know him better. And then this one is The Portable Veblen, and this is by Elizabeth Mackenzie. This has been mentioned in a lot of different places. People loved it, people hated it, everyone's really weirded out by it, but it has a Wes Anderson vibe. I'm in. Talking squirrels, Wes Anderson, and craziness. you guys got me like hooked. I'm in. So this one's definitely one that's high on my TBR. I also really like this edition that I got. This is the UK edition rather than the US edition. The US edition did not really portray to me a book of value. It kind of looked a little chiclety, and I didn't like that cover. I personally don't like the way that chick lit is advertised to people. I don't like the way the covers are designed. If you want to hear more on my thoughts on that, let me know, because I personally think that it is being advertised to the wrong demographic. I don't think that chick lit is a fair assessment of what they're calling a literature like group. I think it's a very, very misogynistic term in general, and I really think that we need to eliminate the wording of chick lit and just, why can't we just be literature, or change the wording to something better? If you guys want to hear my rant on that, I will be more than happy to do it, but right now I'm just going to leave it there because, yes. So those are my top 5 books that I have on my TBR shelf, on my fiction shelf, on my fictional TBR shelf that I am very excited to be reading. And if I could, I would rearrange my bookshelves again so that they were based on to be read and read. Right now I don't have that space, so we'll see how that goes eventually in the long term. But as of right now, this is my TBR fiction shelf. It's a lot less books than I thought, and I've been really, I don't know, for some reason fiction hasn't been grabbing me as much, but these 5 books have me very, very intrigued. I will see you guys in my next video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!